Hey guys, John from the John Muir Show here, and the latest notable mass shooting in this country took place. It was this past Sunday in the state of New Jersey, as one person was killed, 22 others injured at the Trenton Arts Festival. Now, it's pretty notable, and you're probably wondering, why have I not heard more about that? Well, that, of course, would be because the leftist media in this country, it's been devoting almost all of its time trying to give you false portrayals about what's happening at our southern border, trying to make it seem like, oh, everything's so terrible with the families being separated. Again, at the fault of the parents, because it is the parents that are bringing their kids to this country knowing the consequences. They're defying federal immigration law, and President Trump and a lot of conservatives have the sense to say, hey, you know what? We're not going to let you do that. We are going to punish you and going to make it a very good example of you what happens when you go defying our federal immigration laws to anybody else who wants to try to consider doing the same here going forward. But of course, the liberal media has been too busy portraying this in a completely false light, trying to drum up cheap, shameless political points for Democrat politicians and trying to demonize Trump and any of us common sense, patriotic, American, law-abiding conservatives who have the audacity to call the Democrats on their BS. Yeah, it was for the longest time they cared about these, victims of gun violence. For months we were hearing about, oh my goodness, the left really loves these people and they're going to do something about it and they're not going to stop until we get sensible gun reform in this country. That's what you kept hearing from all these leftist politicians. Yeah, but guess what? Now they found something that they think is even more effective in trying to get them political points. So all of a sudden those people that they cared so much about, it doesn't seem that they actually care about them anymore. They're not even talking about it. The liberal media devoting all of its time to a different topic, not even talking about something very important happening here in the United States. But there is one leftist who is talking about this. That would be New Jersey's governor, Phil Murphy. Of course, happened in his backyard. Probably need to say something about it. So what is it that Mr. Murphy said? Did he go and blame the person who is responsible for this, the one who pulled the trigger on the gun, the inanimate object? No, of course not. First thing that he went to is, oh, we need more gun reform laws in this country. We need gun control. And he was just spewing off the liberal talking points one after another in his little press conference he gave. Did he at any point in time, though, actually think, who was that person that was pulling the trigger? Didn't seem that he did, because that person was 33-year-old Tahaji, if I'm pronouncing it right, Tahaji Wells. And he didn't get blamed, nor was it mentioned by Murphy that this is somebody in Wells who was a known gang member, somebody who was supposed to be in prison until the year 2028 for multiple convictions, including manslaughter. But once Murphy took office, Wells was able to get out because Murphy and his liberal policies didn't want to be too hard on people who had committed crimes, even manslaughter. So yeah, this person able to walk the streets, go free, commit another crime, and kill somebody else. And look, I'm not saying the shooting is Murphy's fault, but it sure as hell is not the fault of a gun, again, an inanimate object. And until the left comes to the table, they're just going to continue to enable this to happen, because until we actually all as adults, as us conservatives are willing to do, identify the real problems, the real reasons why these shootings keep happening, nothing's going to change and more of these are going to happen. It is absolutely unbelievable that the left is still unwilling to do so, because they're too busy trying to spend their time trying to score political points, win the votes of a bunch of senseless fools who don't see through what it is that they're doing. That is trying to deprive law-abiding American citizens of their rights, trying to harm law-abiding Americans in an economic and a physical sense. And you know what? They're going to keep fighting to do it leading up to the midterms, these Democrats, because they have nothing better to run on. They don't actually have a real platform. They abandoned the actual issues that people care about a long, long time ago. And we need to keep fighting to make sure they do not get control back and they do not take our country away from us. That's all the time that I have for you, but tune into the John Muir Show each and every weekday on WTAQ, WHBL, and WSAU. Until next time, I'm out.